Welcome to Greendale, where you're already accepted and you can be whoever you would like to be, including the Dean. Today we will be discussing how the Dean Pelton that we know is actually not the real Dean. In Dean, this is a case of mistaken identity. So for some of the show's original plans that never made it to air, which would include this fact as being canon, but being in the ripe old year of 2014, Dean Pelton wandered around Greendale Community College during the course of Season 5 of Community, but it wasn't actually Dean Pelton. Instead of saving the school from Subway with Abed and Annie, Dean Pelton was actually playing imposter. Ding ding ding! Per community writer Annie Bobrow back in 2014, through a fan interaction on Twitter, writer Bobrow revealed, jokingly or not, that there is another story in mind when it came to the character of Dean Pelton and Dean Spreck. For those who don't remember, Dean Spreck is the character who debuted in Season 2 of the show as the Dean of City College, the arch-rival to Greendale Community College. Not only did he lose to Greendale in the Great Fake Space Race, he was also responsible for the grand round 2 of paintball in the corridors of Greendale. But after it was long speculated that there is some clear history and tension between the two, with many hoping of a romantic war gone wrong, Bobrow goes on to state that the two originally met at Dean Camp back in the day. But he went on further to say that the Dean that we know is not actually the Dean. Is this a case of mistaken identity, or is this just a thought on a whim around? On the whim of an excited writer, I think it fits faithfully into the story of who our version of the Dean is. For this new Dean, I guess desperate Deans call for desperate measures. It's almost like someone with amnesia being given this identity and figuring it out. His fetish for Dalmatians, never having a stable identity when it comes to what he wore, and I also think it brings into question his idea for the school mascot, the human being. A blank canvas for him to toss anything onto, including his own. To quote this so-called Dean, most of these people here have been called animals their entire lives. I'm sure he feels that way. And for someone who went to Dean Camp, this Dean is shown to be fairly incompetent when it comes to being a Dean, due to the amount of unconventional classes, such as ladders, and the fact that in general he is easily coerced one way or another. It's a likely theory. But a fan theory, just a writer's wish fulfillment for the show should he get his chance. Perhaps, maybe, but as of now, it's one of those small glimmers of fanon they may actually be canon. Perhaps. And given that Dean Spreck has some personal vendettas with Pelton, and is part of a handful of hanging plot threads, I could see this being some truth into the entire theory about the double Deaner. But who is this Dean? Doesn't matter since we already love this character as is. Maybe we'll find out in a movie one day. But does this community theory pique your interest, and what other personal theories do you have about this delightful show called Community?